Hub City spokes are creators, catalysts, entrepreneurs, and leaders share their insight here in Lubbock, Texas. I'm Catherine White with the Lubbock Economic Development Alliance. Today I have Riley Barrett, designer and software architect for Caprock custom applications.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about Caprock.
Yeah, absolutely. So Caprock Custom Applications, we've been around for about 4 or 5 years. The owners are Mike Jones, Nat Joyner, and Ethan Eckstein, and we create custom applications, web applications, mobile applications like iOS and Android. And so we've worked with so many different companies. You know, if you have an idea, you'd basically, you'd come to us with this idea, and we'd help you, work this idea out and work, step by step to actually creating it. Or if you had a pre-existing business and you are basically doing paper and pen processes and you need to basically make that more efficient, we would, basically take a look at your business processes and create an app to help you make those business processes more efficient. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
So how did y'all go about identifying the problem in the field, so to say, and kind of providing that solution for it?
They identified that problem probably a couple of years before I came on board. And so, they were just a couple software developers doing contracting jobs, and they all came together to form this company. And so I actually came on, I would say two years after they started. And so, I've been there ever since.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what's your role there?
Yeah, and so I do design. I do a lot of things. When you're at a tech startup, you got to wear a lot of roles. But my official title is software architect, UI UX designer. And so I'll meet with the clients, get an idea of what they need, and step by step create designs and documentation that represent their idea, so we can hand that off to a developer to actually getting it created.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
When someone meets with you, how much do they need to know about, I guess, the problem? Can they just come and say, hey, these are a few things I'm dealing with. Do you have some solutions for that?
You'd be surprised. And it's actually so funny because there's so much going into creating a software application, but people come to us, we have this idea. It's like Facebook, but like this. And it's like, okay, well, can you give us more details? And it's like, well, I don't really know about it yet. So I was hoping to have you guys help me. And so that's what we'll do, is just work step by step to creating their idea and really just getting an infrastructure around that idea.
That's fun. It seems like you get kind of on the ground floor and really get creative with them.
I love it. I love it so much because you don't know what's going to come through the doors as far as just who wants to have something created. And it's so awesome just, hearing their idea from conception to actually like developing it and having, seeing it successful in the marketplace. And so it's really rewarding to be able to help these people just, making their dreams, actually come true.
Yeah. Along with helping those clients, what's some things you like about working with a startup?
Oh, I guess what I love is it doesn't seem too big of a organization. I've always had a fear of, just being another number in a company, just being in a cubicle and not really being able to contribute to the company. And so I think that was a huge draw to me. And plus the guys that I work with, they're just so cool. And they've been huge mentors, and they've always made sure that, we're taken care of as employees. And so I think that those are the biggest things as far as the draw to a tech startup.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's good to know you're making an impact with
exactly.
people that you enjoy being around.
Absolutely.
So you have a few other projects. Tell us about Lightning Import and your involvement with the hub.
Yeah, absolutely. So Lightning Import started a while ago. That was a software project that Mike Jones, Ethan Eckstein, and Nat Joyner all contributed on. And essentially, it's a e-commerce web application that helps individuals get products into their WooCommerce store, which is WordPress. And so that was an idea that they had, and we had a former intern of ours, Luke DeHaan. He told me about this program where if you do a business plan, then you can potentially get funding. And so that was something that we did. I worked with the guys. I said, hey, we can get, this $25,000. We can get a network of mentors, and we can also get co-working space here at the Innovation Hub. And they're like, well, let's give it a shot. And so,
was that Red Raider startup?
That was and I'm actually having a hard time distinguishing between the Red Raider startup and the accelerator program, because I think we did the Red Raider startup first, which led into the accelerator program.
Right.
And so we did that business plan. We were able to do presentations on that, and so and really massage out like, what do we need to do to get Lightning Import in front of customers. And so that was the Red Raider startup, and then we did the accelerator program. We were accepted into that. We received that funding. It was really cool. And so they really stress this ideology of customer discovery, and it's just basically receiving validation from people that you think want your product. And so it was really cool. We got to we actually went to Las Vegas. We went to the SEMA Data Co-op. I actually got to see the guys there, and so we got to interview a lot of individuals as far as like, hey, here's our product. What do you think of it? And so. And a lot of people, they gave us some good reviews, and other people like, eh. And so we got a lot of feedback, good or bad, we still got feedback. And so, and just doing that customer discovery allowed us to really validate our assumptions or change our assumptions, because everyone thinks that their idea is going to be successful right out the gate. But if you don't, put that against the customers, your ideal customers, then you really don't know. Right. And so they really stress that. And so that's why the program was amazing.
So having gone through both programs, what are your thoughts in relation to an entrepreneur and the Innovation Hub and kind of that collaboration? As far as like, being a part of both programs, what are some advantages, I guess, that you think might provide an entrepreneur?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So in being a part of, I think, mainly you get to see other people in your same position, because you sometimes, as an entrepreneur, you feel like you're just out there doing it by yourself, and you don't realize that there are other people doing the same thing, and there's also mentors out there that have been there and done that. And to have the network of mentors, really, they just want to contribute their time, and they just want to help out. And that's the best part, because they're not receiving anything. We have all these mentors, over 50 people from all these different industries. They just want to help. And so you can ask them questions in finance, you can ask them questions as marketing, sales, like whatever your weak suit is as an entrepreneur, you have someone there to fill in that gap and to really help you out. And I think that's the best advantage as far as the Innovation Hub.
Yeah, it's nice having someone to kind of tap into their experience.
Oh man, that's the
all
greatest.
The years that they've learned.
Absolutely.
And whatnot. Awesome. So you mentioned a little bit about it, but what exactly does Lightning Import do as far as being an e-commerce tool or tool for e-commerce?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're working mainly within the aftermarket automobile accessory industry. And so what SEMA is, it's this huge database, and they aggregate all of these automobile parts. And so there's a lot of people there's a lot of business owners in the aftermarket automobile accessory industry that want to resell those products. And so really their options is to get in a huge Excel spreadsheet, which can take forever importing that manually, or they can use one of the import tools that are out there, but it's very slow. I mean, it's one product per minute or one product per second. And our product, we were doing thousands of products per second. And so there's a huge, huge advantage to using Lightning Import to getting those products from SEMA Data Co-op into your e-commerce platform. And so that's kind of the application.
Yeah, time is essential. So I'm sure that's incredibly valuable for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And also not just the import, but the if there are any updates to that particular part within the SEMA Data Co-op, it would automatically synchronize any of those updates. And so that's a huge value for anyone that's reselling products.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So where are y'all in the process of that company? That
happened, I'd say about 6 or 8 months ago. We were just not receiving the feedback that we wanted. And so we had to pivot to look for other companies to see if they wanted to, buy out Lightning Import. And that's something that's still in progress right now, because we had huge changes at Caprock Custom Applications. We had to make sure to focus our efforts on that company, because at the end of the day, that was really what got us our paychecks. And so that was kind of the reason why we had to put Lightning Import on the back burner.
So where's Caprock right now?
We're in huge changes right now. And so we're, it's just me, a couple of guys, and we also have an intern at Texas Tech, or she's actually part-time now. And our administrative assistant, she's actually at the nursing program at TTUHSC. And so we have just a whole group of different individuals. And so, we're working on just getting more clients, different sales strategies. We're outsourcing our sales right now, which is something that we've never done before. And we're just kind of feeling it out.
Awesome. That's exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
So you're originally from near Seattle.
I am.
What brought you to West Texas?
I actually moved in with my grandparents in Midland, Texas. And so, as you can imagine, it was a huge culture shock moving from Seattle, Washington to Midland, Texas. And so, I've been here. I went to high school there, went to Midland College for a couple of years, went to Texas Tech, and I've been here working for a couple of years professionally.
So what do you think of the Lubbock business community?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's so cool because it's really small, but it's also everyone knows each other, and it's that kind of West Texas feel to it. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but everyone's very friendly. They want to help you, and it just feels nice because I feel like if you were to go to the bigger cities, I'm not going to name them, but the bigger cities, then it wouldn't feel as like close knitted. And so here in Lubbock, you feel like you have someone in every industry to help you out, and you can always ask people to for guidance.
Yeah, definitely. Do y'all foresee keeping your businesses here in Lubbock?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I love Lubbock. Yeah.
Good. I'm so glad to hear. So what advice would you give an entrepreneur that's looking to start a business? What are some things you'd maybe tell them to consider?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say do your research, and then if you need help, there's always a community here. We have the Innovation Hub. Everyone here is more than willing to help you out to make yourself successful. And so I think it really just depends on the entrepreneur as far as wanting that drive to get help. And so you got to ask. And so.
Yeah, definitely. Asking the right questions is always important.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, we really appreciate you coming out and all your feedback, and congrats on your companies. That's exciting.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for having me again.
Of course. I'm your host, Catherine White with the Lubbock Economic Development Alliance. Thanks for joining us. Hub City Spokes is presented by the Lubbock Economic Development Alliance and produced in partnership with Hamill Brothers Studios. A special thanks to the Innovation Hub here at Texas Tech University for hosting us. To hear more from our creators and catalysts, visit lubbockeda.org/podcast.